All right, let's talk some Jimmy Garoppolo because, of course, it sucks that Trey Lance got hurt. We all wish that he was able to stay healthy. Just from the human side, going through an injury always sucks. But to shift gears a little bit and talk about the football aspect, I actually thought Garoppolo kind of lost in all of that stuff. Garoppolo played well in this game. Garoppolo looked good, and certainly, I feel like the 49ers are happy that they decided to keep him on when everyone thought that they should have just got either traded him or cut him. They ended up keeping him, and it worked out. They certainly are happy with him now. Let's talk about how he was able to run this offense very well. It's cover 3 zone, and so you see how this concept can work, right? You see the one route that can get into a gap in coverage. You also have another receiver who's going to run a curl route in that area. Brandon Ayuk is running the curl route, which can hopefully just hold the defensive player who's in charge of covering the flat for a little bit longer, which can allow that window to be just a little bit more open, and Garoppolo can hopefully hit him. Jimmy G takes the snap, he looks in that direction, he fires in that direction, and you see that there is a window to make this throw. And this is kind of what Garoppolo has made a living off of, right, is being a good on-script quarterback. No one's comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, right? But can you just run an offense? And there's a reason why the 49ers have been very successful with Garoppolo as their quarterback. I mean, there's lots of reasons, but one of them is Garoppolo is good at this stuff. As you see, he is able to make this throw, and listen, you can call him a game manager all you want. That's, not really an insult, just kind of a description of how he plays, but it's still a 15-yard completion on 3rd down and 2, regardless of, what you want to call him. You'll take that 10 out of 10 times. And it also helps when stuff like this develops because, again, going to be a similar type situation. Again, Seattle loves to play their cover 3, so you know where the soft spots are, play call accordingly, and that's exactly what Shanahan does. So the situation is obviously helping, Garoppolo as well. And there's also going to be a play action, which will get some of the linebackers over the middle to move further in. And you see when Garoppolo does run this play action, that's exactly what happens. You have a wide open player. So again, this is always going to be an aspect of the Shanahan scheme. We all know it. No one, Garoppolo himself will say, yeah, of course my numbers over my career have been a bit inflated because of Shanahan. That's just, an accepted truth. But still, you see Garoppolo make this throw, and he's going to do, again, did a good job of giving it to a player who can then run into the end zone for a touchdown. So you're running the offense. And yes, it's a relatively easy offense to run, but that doesn't mean everybody can run it. And Garoppolo did a great job of running it. So that's kind of what I feel like he did well in this one. But that being said, going over here, I actually thought he did some stuff above and beyond. Because, like this play, it's going to be cover 3 zone. You have Brandon Ayuk running a deep route. And everyone knows that Garoppolo can run an offense. I don't think that's a big surprise. And quite frankly, that's all he has to do. That's all 49ers fans are hoping out of Garoppolo. Just run the offense. We don't need you to do anything fancy. We don't need you to do any off-script plays. It's the Shanahan scheme. There aren't many off-script plays anyways. Typically, the first read gets open, so just hit the first read. Fair enough. However, when Garoppolo takes the snap, he's going to eventually, he sees it's a one-on-one matchup, so he fires it towards Ayuk, and I know it's very blurry right here. There was no way I could pause it where it wouldn't be blurry, so working with what we have. But Ayuk has a bit of an outside leverage right here. If you can't see it, at least take my word for it. It's going to be a really tough play for them to make. And as you see, they don't make it, but it was a really good, well-thrown ball, and that's all I care about is what did Garoppolo do. And he put that ball in a position where only Ayuk would be able to make a catch. He didn't, but still, this is a good play, and these are, he had a few of these where I'm like, even if it didn't work out, hey, that's a good play, and maybe he's even getting better, quarterbacks do get better at times and get better at things as well. So to me, this is what I would consider a good play. We also had this one where what's going to happen here is this is a very fascinating play. So there's going to be a play action to the offense's left. Again, Kyle Shanahan, he loves his play actions. It makes sense. You run the ball a lot. You have a great running scheme that gets guys through and then take advantage of it by running play action. Sure, of course. But what's interesting here, and I wonder if teams are going to try this more, is to have those two players who I've highlighted. One of them is blitzing, so they're both rushing the passer, and it really feels like San Francisco wasn't expecting it. And also on a play action to that side of the field, it feels like maybe they were coached, hey, go after the quarterback on those types of plays because sometimes they do run the bootleg play action. And you can get in a good situation if that's what they're doing. So watch how when Garoppolo does run this play action right here, he is in trouble, right? I don't think anyone would blame him for, taking a sack. You could even argue that he shouldn't be blamed if he fumbles it right here, just given the tough situation. But Garoppolo is going to do neither of those things. He's able to flip the ball forward, and they're able to pick up a few yards on this play. So while typically the Shanahan scheme, the box score stats are going to be misleading if you're the quarterback, this time it's misleading in a different direction. Yes, it's only a catch for 3 yards, but it was a much better play than that because he avoided getting sacked for a loss of a bunch of yards. So instead of, a second down and 17, you're looking at a second down and 7. That's a massive swing, even though the play itself didn't go for too much. It was also, damage management as well, which is, a very valuable trait in a quarterback, just like being able to maximize good things happening. Again, going over to this play, this is just always going to be an aspect of Jimmy Garoppolo's game when he's with the San Francisco 49ers, which we thought would maybe be not anymore, but is now going to be for another season as long as he stays healthy. It's going to be a cover 3 zone. You have Brandon Ayuk running over the middle, and you're running play action. I feel like I've broken this play down a million times with the San Francisco 49ers, but you know what? If it keeps working, they keep doing it, and for good reason. It's a good play. I mean, every team does this, but they do it a lot more than the average team does. Because again, look, Garoppolo runs the play action, gets linebackers out of position. The corner hasn't yet moved over to get to Ayuk because he also is very fast. But there is a linebacker who's trying to get back in position, and it's not wide open. This isn't the easiest throw in the world to make, but the reality is, part of it probably is Jimmy Garoppolo has run this play so many times, he's just good at it. He knows how to do it, and he, has the accuracy down and has the timing down, and this is, for him, this is like a free throw at this point. He does hit Ayuk. It's a great throw. So, again, yes, Garoppolo is an imperfect player. We all know what Garoppolo's limitations are, but I thought that he played really well in this game. So, again, is he a game manager? Sure. Is that a bad thing? In some ways, it's used as a bad thing. It typically means you can't, there's a ceiling on your gameplay, and you can never be a superstar quarterback. Of course, Tom Brady has the game manager reputation, which I think is a bit unfair. But, still, he's won a bunch of Super Bowls by being a game manager. That part certainly is fair. His first 3 Super Bowls, he was not a star. We all know about Garoppolo, getting to an NFC Championship game and nearly winning a Super Bowl. You could argue he's the reason they didn't win those 2 games, but, I would say that there were more factors at play. It wasn't just that. And while the unknown of Trey Lance was certainly exciting, there's certainly the potential of something amazing happening with Trey Lance. The known factor with Garoppolo is also still very fascinating because we know who the San Francisco 49ers team is. They were a team that, had a 10-point lead in the NFC Championship game. They could be, defending their title right now. They were that close to winning it all. And they're a team that has a very good chance, to do a lot of damage this year as well. We'll see if they can actually do it, though. So that's what I think about all of this. What did you guys think about Garoppolo, his performance, and the outlook of the 49ers now? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.